My love might have to scorn it. Enough since it gets cured. I'd be loved to lose you. I never can endure. You go to Catherine, but passer you depart. I shall not live to see them. Your loss will break my heart.
Candide by Voltaire. In the castle of Thunder Tentrant in Westphalia, young Candide lived a life of innocent ease. He was a bastard nephew of the Baron, fair-haired and good-hearted, and he believed every word of Dr. Pangloss, the household tutor. Pangloss taught that this is the best of all possible worlds, that everything is for the best, and that noses were made to wear spectacles, legs to wear breeches. Candide listened with wide eyes, nodding at every proof. One spring afternoon, Candide kissed Candide, the Baron's daughter, behind a screen. The Baron caught them, boxed Candide's ears, and kicked him out of the castle. Candide wandered the roads, hungry and cold. Two men in blue coats found him, fed him, and enlisted him in the Bulgar army. The Bulgars drilled him, beat him, and marched him into battle. The Bulgars and the Ibers fought a glorious war. Villages burned, women were violated, children dashed against walls. 30,000 died in one afternoon. Candide, trembling, slipped away during the cannonade. He reached Holland, penniless. A kind Anabaptist named Jacques took him in, clothed him, and employed him. Pangloss arrived soon after, ragged and syphilitic. He explained that the Lisbon earthquake had been necessary. Otherwise, how could the world be the best possible? Jacques hired Pangloss too. The three sailed for Lisbon on business. A storm sank the ship. Jacques drowned trying to save a sailor. Candide and Pangloss washed ashore amid the ruins of Lisbon, where an earthquake had just killed 30,000 more. The Inquisition arrested them for heresy. Pangloss was hanged as an example. Candide was flogged and left for dead. An old woman found Candide in the street and led him to a house. There sat Candide, alive, now the mistress of a Jewish merchant and an inquisitor who shared her on alternate days. She had been carried off by Bulgar soldiers, sold a merchant, and witnessed the auto da fe. The old woman, who had once been a princess, told her own story. Pope's daughters, pirates, plagues, slavery. Candide sent Candide to kill the Jew. Candide stabbed him. The inquisitor arrived. Candide stabbed him too. The three, Candide, the old woman, fled on Andalusian horses. In Cadiz they boarded a ship for the New World. The old woman advised Candide to marry rich and Candide to be brave. They landed in Buenos Aires. The governor proposed to Candide on the spot. Candide, now a fugitive, escaped with his valet Cacambo into the wilderness. They reached the Jesuit kingdom in Paraguay. The commandant was Candide's brother, now a colonel. Candide embraced him. The baron forbade Candide to marry his sister, struck him with a sword, and ordered him shot. Candide killed the baron in self-defense. He and Cacambo fled again, deeper into the jungle. Indians pursued them. Cacambo spoke their language and calmed them. The Indians ferried them downriver to El Dorado. There, streets were paved with gold. Children played with rubies, and no one locked doors. Priests were astronomers. The king was polite. Candide and Cacambo loaded 100 red sheep with jewels and left, planning to ransom Candide. Half the sheep died on the journey. They reached Surinam, sold one ruby for a fortune, and hired a ship to Europe. A Dutch captain cheated them, stole the rest, and sailed away. Candide and Cacambo took another ship to France. In Paris, Candide was swindled by gamblers, poisoned by a marquise, arrested by police, and released for a bribe. He sent Cacambo to Buenos Aires with gold to buy Candide and meet him in Venice. Candide sailed alone, sick and broke. In Venice, he found no Cacambo. He dined with 6 dethroned kings at an inn. One was Sultan Ahmed, another Ivan, emperor of all the Russias. They spoke of misfortune. Candide hired a servant, Martin, a disillusioned scholar who believed the world was mad and men were devils to one another. They sailed to England. On the coast, they watched an admiral executed for not killing enough Frenchmen. Martin nodded. It encouraged the others. They reached Venice again. Candide searched every gondola for Cunegond. He found Paquette, once Cunegond's maid, now a prostitute. She was miserable despite a friar's promises. Brother Giroflee, the friar, was miserable despite Paquette. Candide gave them money. They were miserable still. At last Cacambo arrived, a slave now, rowing a galley. He reported that Cunegond had been taken to Constantinople and was washing dishes for a Transylvanian prince. The Baron, miraculously alive, rowed beside him, a galley slave too. Candide bought their freedom. They sailed for Propontis. On the shore they found the small farm of a Turk. He had 20 acres, grew fruit, and ignored the world. His daughters made sherbet. His sons tended vines. He said, "Work keeps us from 3 great evils, boredom, vice, and need." Candide, Cunegond, now ugly from toil. The old woman Paquette, Brother Giroflee, Martin, Cacambo, and the Baron, still proud, bought a neighboring plot. They argued, philosophized, and grew bored. Candide remembered Pangloss's lessons. He remembered El Dorado, Paris, the auto de fe. He looked at the Turks' quiet garden. "We must cultivate our garden," he said. They planted cabbages.